Okay, we're live. We're live on Facebook on the three pages of Facebook, and we're also live on YouTube. Okay, so we're good to go. All right, so let me play the intro and allow people time to come in and allow me time to share into the network. We'll be right back in a minute and 20 seconds. How's it going, everybody? Going to bring Belinda up here and her friend, her very dear friend and partner. Haven't talked to Melinda in a while. She just sent me a note. What does that say? Okay. All right. Let me get Melinda up here. Let me get Belinda. Sorry. It's been a very powerful night and day so far. It's another 4-4. So I think this is perfect. It's appropriate to have Belinda Meru on here, and let me get her up here. It's going to be a powerful day. We got 4 shows, and we're going to do an additional broadcast after the 3rd show. Let's see. I can hear you.
Okay, now can you
Hello,
see?
yes, I can see y'all now. Hello, how are you?
Hello. Espera, vamos a poner un poco más para allá esto. Así.
I know Belinda. I haven't met you. My name is Todd, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, I know you.
You guys are absolutely emanating an incredible frequency. I just looked at Belinda's like, pick whatever pictures you want. I'm like, I don't know which one to pick.
Because I never know.
Pick them all. Yeah, like pick them all. But thank you for coming on today and sharing space with us and honoring us with your presence. And yeah, it's a powerful day, 4-4 again for the 3rd time this month.
Yeah.
So we just have a conversation here. I'm sorry I'm late. I have, I'm feeling the energy that's here. I kind of came in early in the morning. We stayed up till like 2 in the morning. And I guess it was coming in yesterday, but it really came in right after midnight. I don't know how you guys are feeling. Are y'all feeling anything specific or unique today?
Well, it's been quite a ride lately, especially since April began. We are having a lot of constant initiations, especially me at night. I haven't slept for 3 last nights, and yesterday was really wild. A lot of energy coming in, and also all these portals that are adding 12 actually. This number has been appearing, and we had a very powerful revelation about this last Schumann resonance that we had. We saw it on a meditation on the 12th April, so it's like synchronicity is non-stop since the month began, and very powerful input.
Yeah, I was just telling Morgan that about 20 minutes ago. I was like, what's up with these synchronicities yesterday and today? It's only, 12 o'clock noon here. And I bet I've had like 6 or 7 of them. Every time I turn my phone on, there's ones all across it. 1 this, 11 this, 1 this, 111 this.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah. So there's something going on, and there's something going on with these couplings, these connections of two that are occurring, that even though it's not something you see on the public mainstream, it seems to be taking on more and more and more of a presence every single day. I know you guys, I don't know your story, but I know you guys have been working together for quite some time. So nice to be able to pick up on energy telepathically. And I can't recall how many pictures or posts I've seen that y'all have done, but the energy is quite, well, it's one of alignment. Uh, I know Belinda, because she's been on here and we've talked a few times, just through messages and comments. But uh, I, I'm ass- I- I'm not assuming. I would think that you guys both had a wake up experience on your own before you met,
Sure.
and so when you met each other and connected, what dynamics did that bring into your personal individual journeys?
¿Quieres empezar tú? ¿Cómo nos ha afectado eso? O sea,
¿La unión?
Sí, a nivel personal.
Wow, it's a big challenge, because when you met with a divine woman, awakened, you need to make face to all your shit.
Yeah.
When there's so much light coming together, or whatever was hidden comes out. And that's the first challenge I think that all light workers couple have to face.
It's a bless, because I was working on myself inside me a few years ago before I met her. But the blessed to be woman and man together is the path of the love, the unconditional love, to make face all your fears. The fears that all men have because of the woman in subconscious mind, is something that you don't know it is inside, but there is. And in the woman in the same, it's something from the past, from the ancestor, from the history of the humanity.
Yeah.
So when you met with a woman that is awakened, I am very happy and blessed with Belinda, because she's so wise and she helped me. No, indeed, she is the best woman I met in my life. She is amazing. She is so wise, and has a very big heart. And when you met with a woman like her, I know there is a lot, many like her.
Even more.
You need to make face all the stuff that you don't know that is inside, but there is all your fears, all your freedoms, So in the moment it's a challenge, but when you know that she is you, and you are scared, you start accepting, flowing, and open your heart from the walls of the fear. But it's not easy. It's a part of the warrior.
I love that. I love that perspective from the masculine, because I can totally relate to that. Because I can tell just by looking at you that, and picking up on your energy, since you guys became public, and I went and looked at you, and because Morgan told me one day, she goes, "Oh my God, I saw this picture of Belinda and this man, and they're twins." I don't mean to use that word like most people do, but so I know that you must have done a lot of work, and you must have been connected, and I can relate to that because I had many divine episodes in the 4 years before I met Morgan. But it's like when I met her, the whole world changed. I mean, it was like, oh, I didn't even know that part was there about me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like a rabbit hole either. It was like 1,000 rabbit holes.
Yeah, in every direction.
Yeah. So when I guess you guys met online, and did you know right away something was going on? Did you just intuitively know that you guys had some type of connection? Was it instant, or were you friends for a while, or how did that happen?
We have friends from a while, but we recognize
I knew it right away.
The connection, the soul connection before.
Yeah.
You know, I've been married before, you know, and then lately I decided to take a long while for myself to truly reconnect with my inner masculine and feminine. So I took a whole year of like brahmacharya, like I took a vow. And then I asked God that I wanted to end my job, to truly do my mission till the end. So if there was something that it was required to finish my mission and to fully get committed to whatever my purpose was, then I was open to whatever he wanted to send me. So I made a ritual on the winter solstice 2017 in the morning. And in the afternoon, he appeared. And I thought he was just a very interesting and spiritual man, as we chatted a couple of messages. But the first time I heard his voice, I knew he was someone else, you know, there was something.
When you heard his voice?
Yeah, right? I heard his voice and I was just like,
yeah,
what's this, you know? I knew
we can relate to that. And I bet we can relate to that because we connected on Messenger, and then you know, that was at 3:30 in the morning. And then I think we talked, that was my time. And then about 11 o'clock in the morning, my time, we talked against her will. She said, I don't talk to people. But as soon as I heard her voice and she said the same thing, as soon as she heard mine, then, you know, something happened. Now I was going to make a kind of a funny comment because you said, Belinda, you said you knew immediately. And I think Morgan knew immediately too, but she didn't tell me for like 2 years.
I didn't tell him either. You know, I was just like, you know, I was like holding my horses, like, you know, because the energy was so intense through his voice and the like kind of remembrance that I got scared.
Yeah.
You know, because I still was in fear about meeting a man. Like I could have friends. I love all of my friends, masculine friends. But I wasn't supposed like to, I wasn't thinking about a partner.
Yeah.
But as soon as I heard his voice, it was just like, there is something happening here. And I didn't tell him right away because I didn't want it to happen. I was scared.
Yes. Yes, we all were. We all were scared, right? So one of the things that, you know, Morgan started scheduling partners in March because she got the download to do that. And one of the things that's come out is, in fact, we had one yesterday, Shakina and Sananda. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that they said and others have said is that there is a greater purpose to these connections, that it's beyond romantic. Like romance takes a backseat. You know, it's like
nothing to do with romanticism at all.
Right. So there's a great emphasis on, not only is there an emphasis on the joint mission or the singular mission that's two people, but there's also it's the foundation of the relationship. Do you guys resonate and align with that? And how quick did you know that?
Ese es cuando hemos sentido, ¿no? El propósito de ¿quieres que lo diga? Okay. Before I met him, I was dreaming that there was a masculine and that there was supposed to be a meeting that would bring down, not because of me, not because of my partner, because it was happening here on Earth, that there were couples meeting to anchor new race, you know, that through this merging of the masculine of the feminine, because actually we are a mirror of each other. And this is one of the fears that we have, because when you merge, you disappear as the person you used to know as yourself. So, but then we felt right away like there was something weird as a woman, as a man, you know, because it wasn't like what we used to have before as a partner, not like something like passion or romanticism or super attraction. It was something from the soul. Like we felt right away, like we had a soul contract, and that there was something that was needed to be done, or that was needing to come through us, like some kind of energy, codes, information, frequency, and yeah,
something deep inside, something. It's sometimes from human perspective, I don't know how to explain, but it's nothing about romantic. It's, you know, it's a remembering from something more deep, more real, more pure.
Yes.
More.
And so, I mean, I think if I remember correctly, you guys lived in different places, right? Different countries, I think, even, right?
no, he was living in the mainland.
Okay, so you were both in, okay. And so I guess today you're together anyway, so sometimes you're together. How difficult has it been, or how anything has it been on the human aspect, you know, given the fact that we had certain belief systems about the romance and all the things in a relationship, plus the scars and plus the scars and the trauma from relationships, you know. But I mean, I guess what I'm saying is you recognized each other, so that is in and of itself alignment. But I'm sure there's things that have come up, whether it was you, whether it was him, whether it was her, whether it was just the energy, where you get out of alignment. Do you ever get out of alignment? And how do you?
You're so funny.
Oh, I'm a Latino. I should know, right?
Yeah.
So, but how do you come back? How do you come back into alignment? Do you have to take time apart from each other? Do you have certain processes you use?
We pray.
We pray.
And God help us too.
We you know, with this connection with her thought, I now recognize more real and deeply than before that we are more guided than we thought, than we think. We are, it's like a crazy, because we think we are in control, but it's our spirit that is in control in everything. So when we have this type of relationship, is like a death, it's a reborn every day, because
we die on rebirth.
Everything that is not love is
inside.
Yes.
Has to come out to be purged and purified and acknowledged.
Yes, so it's a reborn every day. It's not easy. It's, for me, you know, I am a man. I am a free spirit. I love freedom. But when you are with a woman, you know that something needs to change, because you cannot do what you want in every moment you want, because we are sharing a life.
And we have 3 kids.
We have 3 kids. So from the man I am, the more bigger fear is to lose this freedom.
Yes.
But this freedom is not real. It's from the ego mind, because when someone is in unconditional love, so it's free. It's accepting everything is coming to the life.
Like it's flowing through you.
It's like
you are open and accepting.
When the heart is open and you divine in unconditional love. But this is something world and the men, like the freedom, like I want to be free. I love free because I am free spirit. I don't want to attach to no one, anything, you know. So this is what was Anael is the more difficult for me still now.
To be part of a family with kids, the house, you know. And especially, I have to applaud him. I tell you, and you all should applaud him, because he was a traveler with a backpack, you know. And then he decided we were talking like for 6 months, and the connection was so strong that he decided to come and meet. And he stayed from the very beginning. Just that it was 14th month, and he never left this place, this house, me, us. You know, he came and he stayed.
Wow.
You know, so
That's powerful.
and we're a funky bunch here at my place. You know, with the kids. I have 3 boys. You know that, and you know, that's something that I truly admire for him, that he is so committed to his spirit. You know, this is the thing that I am more attracted to from him, that he's truly committed to God. And because we are so evidently guided constantly, there are signs, and so much help, that this is what actually keep us together. God. And our commitment to God.
Wow. And so like, wow, that's pretty crazy. I mean, well, all of our stories are crazy. They don't make any sense, but to be living like that, it reminds me of when, because Morgan and I talked for about 16 months. And then I went to New York City and I was doing the same thing, you know, traveling and, you know, broke and all that stuff, and following my higher self.
Yes.
And then she said, I want to come and put my hand on your heart and see if this is real. And I said, well, I have to call you back. I have to call you back in 24 hours. Well, because of what he said, because I had already been shown these timelines of Soulology and of what I was going to do. And, you know, and I was doing music and all this, you know, and doing the videos. And, but I just needed to get off the phone. Really. I just needed to get off the phone and just say, okay, what do you want to do? And as soon as I said that, I saw, like, there was no choice. Like I said, I'll give everything away to go here. And so I totally get what he's saying. And I also get what you're saying too, when you said that you're a free spirit. I mean, for me, it was almost like, it was in what I wasn't saying. What I wasn't saying is I'm afraid, I'm scared, women are ferocious, and I don't want to take any chances because I don't want to be hurt anymore.
Yeah,
but
like
back, yeah. But back to what you said too about when you come into that frequency and that energy field of that unconditional love, that I think is the mother goddess, you know, is the in all of us, that's been, you know, put down. And when you're in that presence, I mean, it's mind blowing. And you're right, it does make you come face to face with everything, doesn't it?
Really.
This is such a blessing, actually, you know.
It's a blessing.
Get to recognize that, in my case, he's got all the keys to all my locks, you know. Whatever it is still unresolved, he empowers my strength, and at the same time, he allows me to see and feel my wounds, even the one I didn't want to look at because they were hidden, because they were too painful. He brings them up so they can be healed. And that's not easy, but it is a blessing, actually, because that's the only way to truly get to be free and
yeah
and heal.
Yes. Yeah, it's you know, a lot of people, well, they refer to these connections as twin flames and other things, and which we all know that's been distorted, you know, because but I think the main reason it's been distorted is because people are still in the 3D thing, you know. We're like, and we all been there, you know, like, oh my God, I just want to be loved and to love somebody and live, and then all my problems go away. But they don't. They don't go away. They actually come to the surface, don't they? Like you said.
Exactly.
Because the mirror, there is no closer mirror than that.
That's it.
Truly. The other day, yesterday, we was speaking that we are in love with humanity because we all are warriors. We have all so much fear and pain inside, but we still
believe
we're still working, we're still coming, we're still going. So humanity is amazing. It's amazing. the level of challenge that we can overcome, and you know, so
there's such an incredible potential, you know. This is what I feel. I read, I think, from this Dr. Joe Dispenza that I like a lot this morning. I read something that I like a lot about this virus, whatever. I don't know how to call it anymore. So this story that is going on around the world. And I think that there was something interesting, that because for so long we've been all focused on ourselves.
Yeah.
That we all got disconnected from each other, from earth, from heaven, from everything. And then we got lost. And now we have the chance to be more or less all like under very similar circumstances. So we are starting to think alike, like we are all loved, we have all like some very similar conditions. And he said that this is like kind of providing subconscious connection that is like allowing us all to think like as one for the first time, maybe in a million years, like whales or dolphins do, you know. And this is like something like very important about this situation now. Like we are joining in the way we feel about what is going on, because we are more or less the whole planet undergoing the same circumstances or very similar. And then maybe this will propel for us all to move forth as one, and not as it used to be separately.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we need the war for this year.
The love is the only answer, is the only way to become one. That we really are one, but you know, the illusion of the mind, this game that we choose to play eons far away, but all is the only thing that is real is love.
Yeah.
And this is where we are going.
Yeah, well, we have to remember.
You're right. Yes, thank you. Do you have a a pattern of connecting together, like meditation or just communion? As two as one. Do you have a process of doing that?
Yes, we think it's very important, the discipline, spiritual discipline.
Yeah.
So every day try to wake up at the same time, early, to not go very late in the night, to bed, you know, because the body needs a balance too with the mind and the body. It's like the same as when you wake up every day to do yoga. So every day we wake up, we open the altar, we pray.
We call our angels and masters every morning at the same time.
We pray for us, for all humanity, for the planet, for the whole universe. We say thank you for God, for the souls, for our angels, for the guides. And after that, we make meditation and
together and connected,
and we receive a lot of insights and message and many things.
Yeah, that resonates. Now, do you that was my next question. So, do you receive, well, you just answered that. So you receive information when as you do this two as one and you connect. Is it information on a personal level about your relationship and your mission, or is it collective information, or both?
It's both.
Yeah, it depends, because we don't really force ourselves, or we don't ask for any kind of information. We just get into meditation, or also through intimacy. When we get intimate, we always like ask for assistance to be protected, to be sealed, to rise our frequency to the maximum, and to truly connect at the highest level. It's just like something that has changed for both of us, that I think is very important for new couples. Also, it's just like sex has turned into a kind of offering to the divine too, which has changed the whole thing, because it's not about physical pleasure or emotional connection, but when you connect, it's just like you set an electric circuit for blessed, and then it's like the heaven starts pouring in, and then we do get a lot of revelations and insights about ourselves, about past lives, about what is going on, about what is coming.
So I think if I heard one part of what you said too about that is when you connect with each other intimately, you know, there's been a lot of talk about, and I know Morgan and I have talked about it a lot and been open about it. And I've seen other couples as well, especially if they've been on the show, because then I can ask them. but the intimacy is nothing like it was in the old relationships. It's again, it's beyond romance. It's more than that, obviously, and there's certainly a higher frequency of love, unconditional love. But I think what I'm getting at is, so what you're saying is when you connect with each other intimately, that it creates like a portal or a vortex or something, and information comes in. Which is what we've experienced, and it's pretty mind-blowing, because like you said, you don't ask for anything, it just comes in.
You never know it's a surprise.
Right.
You never know who's coming.
It's like
to join you.
Right. God, what I was gonna ask you, I forgot now. But something about when you're through your intimacy, has it come to you at all in regard to the alchemy of the intimacy, in terms of creating something, in terms of creating in your relationship and creating in your mission? Like in other words, have you experienced anything like when you connect like that, that creative energy is produced, like a third energy, you know?
Yes.
I think thought that the sexuality in humanity is the more powerful thing that we can do each other, with love, with passion, with pure in our heart, because this energy can change everything in a blink of eye.
Yeah.
If we do with intention from our souls.
Responsibility.
From my awakening, I start to healing my sexuality, to make having conscience, to not have a short contacts, you know, something more.
Not so shallow.
No, searching for, not really searching, but it's something coming pure, clear, you know, sacred.
Yes.
So when Belinda and I have a sexual encounter together, it's not sexual, it's something, it's love.
Yes.
And it's like bringing the heaven to the earth.
With an energetic merging, an activation. But as you were saying, you know, especially because I am an artist and I am very creative, I get like super inspired when we are like in tune, and you know, intimacy coming in waves like the biorhythms and like the moon and everything. And I do get super inspired. He's more like Zen. He's more like he creates within. He gets inspired, but energetically. And I think like one of the purpose of his inner power is to fire up mine. Because he's very Shiva and I am very Shakti. He's like the meditating yogi, and I am just like dancing all over the place. So, you know, this portal you see behind us is one of the consequences of our encounters. You know, I saw this portal. I'll show you a bit.
Wow.
It's not yet finished. It is called Crystal Sophia Tree of Life, and it has the Metatron cube, the platonic solids, the flower of life, and it is a tree of life, as you can see, and there are spirit animals like the snake, like some herons, different kind of things, and it's coming alive. And on top of it, I don't know if you can see this very ancient Hebrew mantra that says Kadosh, 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 Adonai, Sevair. So I got this vision, and it's coming, you know, like I am painting this thing like it's just a cosmic portal, because it brings forth a lot of information. I actually this house, this humble house where we live, is like a temple, and it is an offering to the divine for everyone who comes in. You know, all the walls are written with signs, with symbols, mantras, and it's part of our merging expression.
Yes.
Of the expression of our merging, you know. And also I have visions. We have talked sometimes, like because I get to see the future, not only ours but of humanity and also family and things. And I do can see communities and things coming forth from not only our union but from the gathering of all of us coming together. There are many things that are coming to
the have you, like, for me, the tree is like the third energy.
It is.
And I know that a couple of years ago, when Morgan came for the second time and we ended up having a divine union ceremony, within 3 or 4 days we were doing sessions in the afternoon, and Sology appeared to us as the third energy, and it was a tree. It was a golden tree bearing golden fruit, and it started to speak to us. So whether it's the tree as a representation of the third energy, or just the third energy in and of itself, however it comes to you, does it speak to you? Does the energy that you've created together, does it speak to you? Does it guide you?
Actually, the first thing that we draw together is the tree of life from the Kabbalah. You know, the tree of life speak about the human journey through all of our states until we access to our crown, actually. And then when you access the crown, this crown like comes down to your heart and then manifests into the world and into earth. And this is something that this is the evolution journey of every human being. We all have a tree. So I do feel like the tree, as you say, you know, is the expression of the kingdom or the heavens coming down to earth through ourselves, but also, you know, because we are supposed to kind of integrate or bring forth the Christ consciousness. You know, the Christ consciousness is the merging of the masculine and the feminine within. So having a partner out of ourselves is just like the final test, to say so, to truly propel this merging and this manifestation of the full tree as the third part, you know, or I don't know how to say it.
I like that. I like that. I think that would help a lot of people with misconceptions about these connections, these relationships that they give names to. If you described it like you just did, which is it's like the last initiation, right?
Absolutely. Right. Being alone is so easy, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Morgan had mentioned to me, what, did I miss something? There's a little bit of a lag. She had mentioned to me that you had an operation. Is that right? Did you? How did that how did that go for you, and how did that affect your what kind of influence or effect did it have on your relationship?
It was very interesting. It happened thanks to him, you know. I had a surgery in my whole elbow, you know, and it seems that it's because I broke my elbow roller skating. Nothing to do with that. That is 3D, right? Yes. Talking 3D is I was roller skating. I didn't fell, like I didn't hit my elbow. I just put my arm wrong, and then my arm, instead of bending like this, it bended the other way, and then my elbow came out and it broke in 1,000 pieces. I have like a lot of metal things inside my elbow, and it was crazy. and crazy, painful. But so the thing was that because of past traumas and stuff, I was like very blocked, and my Shakti was like in prison, to say so. That's why I fell in love with a very wide and free male spirit, because my inner masculine was craving freedom and roller skating and running and training and dancing and being free. So he gave me all the tools and all the chances to free myself from myself, actually. So he got me some roller skates, and I tried to skate, and so and the first day we tried, I fell down, and I had many accidents in my life with motorbikes and stuff. Never broke anything like serious. And then I had a very, very the most silly fall in my life, but a very bad injury. I destroyed my elbow. And then I was in such a pain that I asked my guides and my spirit, what the heck is this? Why now? I was so happy in Christmas and everything, and now I have to go through this. And then when I saw the wound, and I studied what this means, this arm, this elbow, and everything, I finally could see the wound that I was carrying within my heart. The wound I had with the masculine had finally come out, so I could acknowledge and feel the pain and cry, and and it was because of him. So we got into another like kind of how do you say, ¿cómo se dice?
Level.
Yeah, because of course he was there supporting me physically, but because this was my abandonment wound, I couldn't see him, and I felt so lonely. So I started pushing him away because I wanted to feel the pain. And then he felt rejected, and then he couldn't actually help me. So instead of bringing us together, I could have feel that it was something bad for our relationship, but the opposite, because we were together. His presence and allowed me to go deep into my pain, because even though as I was feeling lonely and bad about it, he was there.
Yes.
He was there. He was there, like being present and staying all the time, even though I was very difficult. So, and I am feeling like because he's got so much trust in me.
Yes.
Like that, this brings me a lot of courage. Even though I am very courageous, I am very grateful for all the faith that I see he's got in me. He doesn't make it easy for me. Like his presence or the energy that I do perceive from his presence is what truly bring forth my strength and courage.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, you're saying that it's not even the words, it's his presence that affects you and influences you.
Yes, because I do think that part of the healing that we are doing with the masculine and the feminine is like the feminine has been very controlling and manipulative of the masculine, and that's fear. And then we've been abandoned or or abused or mistreated from the masculine.
Yes.
And then this chance that we give to each other, that maybe he's got a tantrum or I've got a tantrum, or he needs space or I need space, and we allow each other to just to go through whatever it needs to be, and say okay. And then we get lost in what is happening, but again we get back to our temple and pray, and we realize that everything we go through is part of our common process and path. So we stay by each other. And this staying present and staying together by our will is, I think, what is healing us the most.
Yes.
Because
it's like the mission within the mission within the mission within the mission. It's like the core of it. Yeah.
Right.
We see the human. We may have been conflict through the human, but then the spirit knows.
Yeah.
And I see that his spirit knows, and he knows that my spirit knows. And I think that this is what is truly healing us the most.
So, okay. So like from the man's perspective, I mean, like before and after, do you like, you know, a lot of men would say women are complicated, they're hard to understand. Do you have a different understanding now that you're in a conscious relationship of women? Do you have a, has that changed in you?
I feel, in my experience, that if we are in the man, we can feel the woman is difficult, but this is because we are not open to our feminine side.
Yes.
But when we are in balance between the masculine and the feminine inside, when we speak, when we connect, when we make relationship with them, we connect from our feminine too. So it's like in one side you can feel like you are a woman speaking with another woman. It's something, but not all the men want to open this feminine side because you know there's a 3D programs in the that you are not no man if you
Yeah.
are visible or you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know, I am very blessed from the life because I grew up with three sisters and my mother. So I was growing around women, and this helped me very much to open my feminine to understand women.
Yeah.
You know, men are difficult too. I am difficult too. So this is something cliche from the society that something to the woman that I don't like because men and women are same.
Yeah.
You know, with each other have difficulties, and we cannot say the women in general are difficult because each woman is different. You know, so for me all is the same. In the moment we have the heart open, everything flows.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, that's says it just right. Yeah, and I think it becomes easier and easier to open your heart the more times you break down and cry in front of her. You know.
You cry.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yes,
normal.
absolutely. Yeah.
I like to cry because she knows.
Yeah.
I
Well, yeah.
I grew up with that. My father was father figure, very strict, like a military, you know. So something inside me grow with this cold inside me.
Yeah, men don't cry.
That men don't cry. Something
Yeah.
well, like a brave, courage, blah 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 blah. But you know, many times when we have healing together, I want to cry. Sometimes I can't, but I want so much because I know it can heal me. But sometimes I cannot, and I feel angry. It's like I want to cry because I know it's kill me. It's kill me. It's kill her. You know, and I don't care about if I am not enough man.
Tears are beautiful.
Tears beautiful when the heart is open.
Mm-hmm.
The pure or soul is opening to the light.
So vulnerability.
Vulnerability.
That you trust. It's
yeah, there's a big difference between I'm just speaking from my experience, a man crying alone, or even crying in front of somebody who might use it against you. You know, that was my experience. But then to meet somebody who wasn't even fazed by it, like who welcomed it, and who, you know, like when you start telling your deepest secrets and your darkest shadows, and they're just like, oh, is that it? Is that all it is? Okay, well, nothing's changed, and you keep waiting for something to change, but she doesn't change. Yes. It's that mother goddess frequency.
Yes.
The love of a mother. Yeah.
Full acceptance.
Yes.
Because
so you know, I know that your relationship and the third energy that's created from it is the joint merkaba. You know, I mean, it's the thing. Do you I know you're both active in assisting other people. Do you do anything together? Do you do any work together? Like you know, sessions or art or anything like that, or do you kind of do your own thing?
It is curious because when we have a place here at home to help people, but the people that actually has come to this place, we have helped friends together, even without knowing. There is people coming here like sometimes by chance, and then only by being in our presence or being, we get like instructions out of the blue. Sometimes there's people coming, ringing the door, and then they come, and we were supposed to maybe have lunch, and then we start like a whole ritual, you know?
Oh yeah.
Because we get the information, and then people know us, and they are open always, and then maybe we light the altar, and then he does some energy, or I put some music, or we do some prayings or dancings, or things happen like that. But we are open, you know. We kind of we have been shown at the beginning that we have something to share together, and we started, but then it got stopped, and we got to see that we get like the revelation of our purpose together, like being healers and teaching stuff like we had on our own is just like his gifts and my gifts are compatible, and we can like do something together. But now this got stopped, like we had to work more again on our own and together before having what it needs for the whole thing to be like prepared and ready to be offered.
Yes.
But we keep working and receiving and assisting people constantly, and also people call us on the phone, and then we do our work on our own. We pray for them, or we send them Reiki, or we send them energy or stuff like that.
So it's happening, it's kind of happening organically, which is the best way. Yeah. And what about the you know, it's one thing and Morgan and I have had what, 8 kids between us, you know. Of course we're a little bit older or I am anyway. But so you know, we joke around sometimes and say, well, you know, no kids, no pets. So we're so glad, because this is such a full-time job, 24 hours a day. But of course we're kidding, you know, I mean, but I can't even imagine having children in the field while you're doing this at the same time. But at the same time, I do understand the frequency, the clear channels that they are. They're much different than we are. How have they influenced? How have they influenced the both of you? I mean, do you learn stuff from them? Are they just like a tuning fork that you just kind of attune to? I mean, have they had an impact on your relationship?
Of course, yes. We learn each other from each other. I see all like a mirrors. We have 3, one from 6 years old, the another one is from 10, and another one is from 13. So it is amazing, because the 3 of them is a mix of myself. It's like it's something magic. It is something that the life brings to me to heal my inner child. Yes. You know, because the 3 of them is one aspect of myself. One is so much to the earth, so much wild, so much crazy. The other is so much in the heart, so much like you know, poet, in love, pure, and the other is so much in the mind, so much
very spiritual and
the spiritual, you know, more. So these 3 characteristics I have in me. And sometimes it's a challenge, you know, because sometimes we don't want to face the fear or the blocking side from the inner child, because the inner child have fear to open. So, but it's a bless. It's a bless. We learn from each other, and
they love him so much.
So you guys have 4 mirrors. You don't just have one. So, and a lot of people, I think one of the things that's come through in this hour we spent together is you guys didn't really say it, but these relationships require work, don't they? I mean, they require you know, to be
constant. We have to be aware of every breath. I tell you, I wanted to before we are finished or something. There's something that I truly want to mention because I think it is important.
Yes.
We love each other so much in every way, you know. But there is a pattern that we have seen is that when we are at our best, something happens. When we are anchoring more light, when we are more aligned, when we are more in balance, more in tune, more connected, more in love, something hit us like very hard, you know, and get out. And quite often, I dare to say, we get out of balance and we lose like the vision, not for long, thank God. It's not like we get lost, but for a while, it's just like, I don't see you, I don't feel you. This is done, we're done, our purpose is done. I don't want you in my life anymore. Things like this, you know, it's just like, but not in like, you know, it's just like a constant reset. What I want to say is like every time we reach like the highest peak possible,
yes,
we get to die.
yes,
You know?
yes,
And then
I know,
we get to die.
yes,
And then it's like,
yeah.
oh, what happened? We were so wonderfully in love yesterday, and now today I feel nothing. You
It's
know,
like
you look to me like a strange, and things like this, you know, and I don't recognize your vibe, and stuff like this, you know. And at the beginning, I went through crazy, like, you know, I am truly going like insane because I couldn't recognize this pattern. But now I see, I have seen that this is actually a blessing. That the more committed we are to ourselves and to the divine, we are experiencing on and on this death, rebirth, on an individual and together.
Yeah.
Yes.
A level.
Yeah,
and also because we are sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
That we are in a universe that is in duality. So in a moment we move one energy to one side, the other energy move in the opposite. So this is what is happening to us and to everyone when we move so much light.
There is darkness coming.
There is the opposite force.
For balance.
Like at the clock. You know, balancing. But there is a balance because we are never in the same place than before. We are maybe out of balance. We are maybe in darkness in this moment, in fear or something. But we make a step forward.
Yeah, when we come back to balance, we are not where we were before.
Right.
Getting out of balance, but on a higher level.
Yes. It's a blessing because this challenge in life make us stronger.
Yes. Well, and it's nice that you saw the pattern. You know, the same thing happens to us, or has, and it's actually gotten really, really softer now. I think the last 2 times that I spent 2-3 nights out here in the RV, it wasn't because we were mad. We just needed to be alone. You know, we needed to have our own space. But I noticed that because I remember saying that to her I don't know, it was maybe 3 months ago. I said, you know, do you ever notice, of course she already knew, but I said, do you ever notice that after we have these big expansions, it kind of drops like that?
Yes.
And I don't know if it's darkness so much or if it's just defragging and integrating and recalibrating, because it is a lot on. I've noticed that for me, it's a lot on my physical body. That's like the first indicator. I don't get emotional and I don't really get mental, you know. And then she has her way of what she does, you know, in her methodical way. But yeah, I noticed that, and I think that you're right too, because it's a lot like, I think, for individuals, you know, it seems like in the community more and more people are accepting shadow, or they're accepting that uncomfortableness, because
very important.
Because now they can go through it and they know, even though it doesn't feel good, that on the other side of it, it's going to be an elevation. So
exactly,
very similar to me. It's a very similar cycle, which is interesting too, because of these connections. We're all used to going through this transition we call ascension alone. and then to be doing it as two, which is really one, really brings up a lot of stuff. It's like a fast track, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is. I do feel like, yeah, we've been 1 year and 2 months together, and it feels like, I don't know, 100 years. I tell you, every week feels like a month,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, and every reset is just like, I don't know, like we moved a huge thing, you know, and honestly, and you look back to yourself, to the yourself you were last week, and it's just like, you know, I was so, I don't know, it
Yes, it's
goes
something.
very fast and very deep and very high at the same time.
Yeah. Far out. Well, I'd love to get together with you guys again sometime. Maybe we can talk Morgan into coming on.
I would love to
Yeah.
see and meet Morgan too. Yes.
Yeah. It's I really appreciate you guys coming on, and it's nice to see the energy that you carry together. So on behalf of everybody, I just want to say thank you for the work you're doing, because it is important. It's very important. And it's been a pleasure meeting you for the first time as well.
Thank you so much for inviting us. We're very honored. Yes.
I'll try to brush up on my Spanish next time.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
No, hablo español un poquito, tito, pero estoy tratando de aprenderlo.
Hablas muy bien, todos. La próxima en español.
Fantástico.
Claro, para toda España y América Latina.
Vaya con Dios.
Igualmente.
Adiós. Adiós. Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you. Bye bye.